Hello, MK community! I am Nightmare again with what I promised a long time ago. Top 5s. And I have 5 top 5s to do. Woo! Alright. So here's the way this is going to go down. I have a list right over here. That was probably a loud bang. A list right over here. The order that I'm going to be doing these lists will be top 5 character cameos, then top 5 possible DLC, then top 5 characters that are missing, top 5 returning characters, and top 5 new characters. Now, the possible DLC list, note, is not characters that I necessarily want as DLC. It's who I think would make top priority for future DLC. Like who, if they're going to make more DLC characters, do I see making the list. Next note. The top 5 cameos contain story spoilers. The top 5 missing characters are characters that I think should be in MKX who are not. Those guys are my personal opinions. I put my favorite lower on the list because I want them in, but I put them lower, and I have different reasons for the rankings. And then top 5 returning characters and top 5 new characters. Those are going to be awesome. But this first video is going to be my introduction, and then the first of the 5, which is going to be top 5 cameos, starting now. Alright, here we go. Nightmare's top 5 MKX cameos. Warning, spoilers ahead. Number 5, and this is going to go from my least favorite cameo to my number 1 favorite cameo. Okay. Number 5 is Bo Raicho. Now, I put Bo Raicho on this list because his cameo is one I did not see coming necessarily. Like when I thought, who could be characters in MKX? Who could be cameo characters in MKX? I was not thinking Bo Raicho. I like the way they did Bo Raicho. They really toned down. Like, they almost got rid of it completely. His over drunk and over his throw-ups and the flatulenceness and all the reasons I didn't like him, they got rid of. And they made his cameo known that he is you'd have to go see it. I'm not going to spoil the whole cameo, but it was cool. I liked the way he did it. And if they did his character the way his cameo seems like it would be, I would like Bo Raicho. I don't like him yet. I didn't like him in previous games because of the way they did him. But yeah, that's my number 5 cameo is Bo Raicho. On to number 4. Smoke. Smoke, and pardon me if I get the word wrong, the reason Smoke's cameo is number 4 is because although Smoke is not one of my top 5 favorite characters, they gave him some sort of story where he's now an Aninra, I believe. I think that's the word he used, Aninra. And I don't know what that is. I want to see that played out a little more in maybe the DLC or the next game. But I mean, that's really all I can say. Smoke was a cool cameo. He was in there for the fans of Smoke who didn't get him as a playable character. He is at least in there. And to me, that's cool. I like that. That was cool to me. But yeah, that's really... Smoke is number 4 because of the whole Aninra deal. Alright. Number 4, Smoke. Number 3, Cabal. Although his cameo is smaller, it still sticks out in my mind. he straight up murderizes one of the generic soldiers, just off with the head, or most of the head. He's a revenant, which is, I guess, code for living dead in this story. I still haven't quite figured out what a revenant is. If you know what it is exactly, please tell me. But it's cool to see Cabal in the story, even if it's just a non-fightable even cameo. It gives hope for future DLC, but that's a different list. Coming up soon. Very soon. Like today. Soon. Yeah, but Cabal, the hook swords were back. He looked different-ish, I think. He looks slightly different. I didn't see a difference, but I didn't see a similarity either, if that makes any sense. Like, I guess it would be an updated version of his old costume, but yeah, number 3 was Cabal because it's cool to see him. It gives hope for future DLC. So, that being said, moving on to, and I know I'm going pretty fast here, but that's because I have like 4 more of these to get to, and I'm trying to do them all today. So, number 2, top 5 cameo, and number 2 is Serena. We get to see Serena, and the reason she ranks higher than a character I've known and liked and had experience with, like Cabal, is when I studied Serena. Oh my jeez, I want to see her in MKX or MK11 or whatever. I want to see more Serena. She has a cool look. I looked up her story. She has a cool story. She has a cool background. She has there's interesting things. The interesting things you can do with Serena, and it's really sad that she didn't make it in MKX because I could see a lot of potential for that character, and I like her design. I like her spot in the story. I think she could have more. I think she could have done more. I think she could have at least been fightable. You should have at least been able to fight against her with maybe Devora or Cassie, maybe. Not Cassie, because Serena's a good guy in this one. So maybe, I don't know. You should be able to fight Ezra as somebody. But anyway, we're gonna go right on to number 1. Number 2 is Serena. Quick recap: number 5, Bo Raicho. Number 4, Smoke. Number 3, Cabal. Number 2, Serena. And number 1, Fujin. Wow. Because a little back. Before this game, I heard talk of Fujin. Before the game came out, I heard talk about Fujin. I am a terrible MK fan because I didn't know who Fujin was. And that just shows you how poorly he's been treated as a character. Fujin is the wind god. The wind god. And holy, redesigned Fujin. Oh, it disappoints me that he didn't get more. I want to see more Fujin. I want to see more. He had one epic fight scene in the beginning of the game, and then the beginning of the story, and then nothing. Just nothing afterwards. And that's disappointing because he could have been so much more utilized. He could have been so much more than he was. Like, it saddens me. It really does. And his powers are interesting. He's an interesting character. His cameo was great because he's just chopping down, knocking down, killing those demon monster things left and right. Oh, Fujin! Yay, Fujin! Oh, I love some Fujin. I am now a Fujin fan because of his cameo in this story, if that tells you anything. Whoa. But yeah, Fujin, number 1 cameo. Oh, alright guys. That'll do it for this list. Some notes. The criteria for these cameos. I should have done these notes at the beginning, but I'm doing them now. The criteria for these cameos were they have to be actual character cameos. or act like you had to be there physically, a person, not mentioned like Reiko, or not seen in like a hologram like Sector or anything like that. Like you had to be in scene, character in story, talk to, something like that to make this list. Interacted, you had to be interacted with another character in person to be on this list. Number 2, the next list I'm going to do is going to be top 5. Wait for it. Here we go. Top 5 possible DLC characters. Now, side note to the side note. I'm going to be doing another video after I finish these top 5s of DLC I'd like to see. Some of them may be in there. Some of the cameos I mentioned may be in there. But you'll see that once we get to there. I'm just letting you know what's coming as things go. But that'll do it. To recap, Boraisho, Smoke, Cabal, Serena, and Fujin. Alright. This has been Top 5 MKX Cameos. Tune in next time for Top 5 potential DLC characters. My name's Nightmare. Thanks guys for watching. Nightmare out.